name is Swifty Sloth, and this is the first time I've ever done this. Oh god. Too easy because I am just an amazing gamer. But yeah, welcome back everyone to the Making Minecraft Fun again after a very interesting intro. I don't know what happened there, I just thought on the spot. But today everyone, we have a very important episode that I'm very, very excited for. We are going to be building a massive sheep farm, and we're going to be collecting and farming every single wool color because wool is an amazing bloody block to build with, and I love wool, and yeah, I think it should be pretty cool. Last episode, we built this nice little mine shaft. However, that was not like that before. We have done some progress, and I've cleared out this massive area because this is our little industrial section. Someone in the comments last episode actually told me that I should have like this area be a very industrial style, and I love that style. So this little docking area, not only do we have our nice little mine shaft that I've been using, don't you worry about that everyone, I've actually got some diamond tools now, and that makes everything so much easier. Everybody, before we start working on all that, I just want to clarify a few things, and not clarify, what am I talking about? I just want to talk about a few things. So, I actually recently put out a post on my community page, and I just want to say that my posting schedule now is going to be a lot more regular, so that means a lot more videos. Basically meaning that I'm going to try to do a video almost every day, or maybe every second day, but it might be a bit hard because I do have school, so I think whenever I'm available, I'm going to be working on videos. And another thing, last episode, I actually set you all a challenge, and that challenge was to give me a sheep name, and the winner of that challenge was my good mate on Sea Collar with the most voted comment. He basically asked for the sheep to be called Dolt, and that is exactly what we're going to do. And who is Dolt, you might ask? Well, we're building a wool farm, and we got to have one important sheep. We got to have the king sheep, and that is exactly who Dolt is going to be, and that's exactly why we're also going to be starting working on this now, because yeah, I got to get to work. Bloody hell, mate, it's like 5 o'clock already, and I haven't done anything. So 40 minutes later, I got a bit carried away. Look, alright, I like when my base looks nice, and I love that refined kind of man-made look for everything. I kind of like redid the entire area. I'd say it looks pretty cool, you know, you have to admit. And I've kind of grown this little grass area, and this is basically a nice little format for us to expand us. So that way we can have roads going this way, we can have other builds here and like that, and then like roads like that. Because I'm not going to follow the natural terrain, although I do love the natural terrain, I am not going to follow it because we have so much extra room and we can format it however we please. That is the beauty of Minecraft. But guys, it is now time to actually start working on the sheep farm, and I want to use some pretty cool blocks for it, but we actually got to go get those blocks, so let's go do that. Boat and exploring Minecraft is honestly one of my favorite things to do. I love just finding and discovering new biomes and new landforms. Look at this little valley with the sunset like that. That looks so cool, and we also have some dark oak, which I have not got in this world, so I'm definitely going to be picking some of that up. But the thing I'm looking for is a jungle and a desert. There we go. We've entered the smallest jungle I've ever bloody seen, but it is fine, as all I need is the cocoa beans and the jungle saplings, and I only travelled about 2,000 blocks for this. Oh, that's a mangrove biome, and a coral reef, and a desert. Oh my god, I've never actually seen a mangrove biome in this game. Whoa, look at all the fish as well. This place is so cool. Oh, we have so much opportunities for building now. Now that we've got all these things to grow and get all these new blocks, I cannot wait to start testing all these out. Oh, that's actually so cool though. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the base, and we have quite a selection of all different growing blocks for basically all the different things that we need throughout our world. And you might actually not notice, but this is the second day, because you might have not realized how long all this actually took yesterday, and how, oh what the hell, and how long the exploration took. But with that said, it is time to work, everybody. I need to get this video out so that way we can get tons of wool, and that way we can make tons of fun and interesting builds to add to this amazing world. But to do that, we first need some sheep. So I'm going to actually start making a little basic, just like temporary little thing, and get some sheep in it, and then we can start constructing the massive sheep farm. And with that, our two humble servants have arrived in their pen. You guys start breeding, and I need to start getting some resources, because I actually have quite a cool design. Because I've never used mangrove wood before, anything to do with the mangrove biome, I was thinking to actually use some mangrove wood for this build, along with some stone, and obviously, once we get it, a lot of wool, because I mean, colours are good, and it should stick out pretty cool. So yeah, with that said, resource gathering montage. And with that, everybody, the hard part is complete, and we have a few sheep over here. I'm currently growing some more wheat so that way I can breed some more, but down here I have all the dyes we require to get every single color of wool and to get all the sheep farming ready. What the hell am I talking about? And up here we also have a selection of all different blocks, because honestly, I have no clue what I want to use to build this. I just want to experiment and try out some different blocks and just see what happens. But with that said, everybody, let's begin building. For this build, what I want to do is have an area that has enough room to store 16 different little pens. And the pens don't exactly have to be massive, but they basically just have to be big enough to that I can have at least 2 sheep in here. And you might have also noticed I've grown all the grass up. That is just basically because so that way the sheep can constantly be able to eat and regrow their wool. Because this is a manual farm, it's not any like fancy schmancy bloody automatic. It is just a manual one, because honestly, personally, automatic farms are very, very nice and they work out very, very well. But they kind of take away a spark in the game. That kind of spark that, well, I kind of have to work for things, you know? I can't have everything done for me. So it's going to be a bit more fun and a bit more engaging if I actually do everything myself instead of, you know, the farm doing it for me. So that's exactly what we're doing. But the thing is, we have to plan out how we're actually going to approach this. But yeah, I think that is a good little start, because what I want to do for this build is kind of make it almost like a factory, and basically this big area that is almost industrial, because like I said, this is going to be like an industrial area, and I've never built anything like this before, because like I said, this whole series is about just having fun and experimenting and just trying little things out like this. But I'm not really too sure how I am going to approach this, because like I said, it could be a touch bit tricky. And I do want to incorporate some copper, but the question is, where should I incorporate it? I'm starting to think I should also have another pillar right here. I've done the middle pillars, and what I'm starting to think I should do for the copper is actually use the copper as a trim. And I think that should work really well with incorporating everything I want for the build. So I'm going to be back when I've done that, and it should look nice and fancy. Okay, so I've got this trim, and honestly, I've never really used copper too much, so this is actually a very interesting block to use, and I cannot wait to see this oxidize into that bluey sort of color, because I feel like that should look so good for this build. But now what time it is instead of having traditional walls, I think I'm actually going to go for a more glass style wall, and I'm just going to go up to the actual, like, where the stone bricks are, and I just want to see what it actually looks like. So I'll be back when I've actually started working on that, and I'll do the halfway point, and then I'll show you. Everybody, we have reached the halfway point of the build, and honestly, it actually does seem pretty cool. And now what I think I'm going to do is at the tops here, I think I'm going to use some stone bricks for up here, and then kind of have like an arched roof, only like a small little arch like that, and I think that should turn out really, really well. And then after that, we have to start fragmenting these little plots into different actual things. And that's the thing I'm kind of worrying about, because personally, I don't know how we're going to fit 16 different goddamn pens in this one area, because we have 8 on each side, but we'll figure something out. And if not, we can also start combining a bit of them. Who knows? It could happen, but who knows? What the hell am I talking about, mate? After a lot more work and a lot of resources used, as you guys can see, we are just about halfway done with the roof, and I've actually even added the archways, and this is looking really cool. I did not realize how grand of a build this is going to be, but while I have some extra sand smelting up into some glass, I think it is about time we start planning out each of the little plots for this area, and we also start working on the throne. And what is the throne, you may ask? It is the throne for Dolt, the king of the sheeps, the supervisor of the workers. So, they're very ominous, I know, but yeah, that is what we're going to be working on. So I think first, we're just going to do the little pathway. we have ourselves a nice little base, very, very basic pathway. And I was going to make this go all the way to here, but then I realized I could actually utilize this extra space to have a few more pens. And by that few more pens, I mean one more pen. But what I think I'm going to do is have up here an elevated little, like, kind of like almost a platform with a singular little block. That is where Dolt is going to sit. And then behind him is going to be a sheep face. Basically, you know, like, what's the word? Like, memorializing him? I don't even know. But the face of a sheep to make the sheep pray and work harder. I've got quite a few oak fences and like that. And we need to start laying these out. And I don't personally know how big these should be, because these actually have a lot of space in general. This side, like 5 wide. So I think a little range just like this might be all that the sheep require, because I just want to see if this lines up. And I'll be back when I just actually have checked this. And after some tinkering, everybody, the glass has smelted, and we have what the hell am I talking about? We've got some pens, alright? We've got 16 pens in total, 8 on each side, and over here it's kind of a bit cursed, but that was the only way I could actually fit them in, is to go through like that. But this actually looks pretty cool. And another factor, the guys, that I'm going to be doing with this build is, as it goes on, I'm going to have the coloured wall depicting what colour is actually in the pen on each of these blocks. And I'm also going to have them on the underneath, like, I guess you could say, the pillar block like this. And I think that should look pretty cool and hopefully turn out pretty cool. But now I need to finish up this roof, and we need to start putting in some sheep. We have a finished roof, and I decided to go for kind of like a lined, kind of stripped copper and glass design, just to kind of spruce things up and add a bit more color to the build. I think it works pretty well, and like I said, I love experimenting. And why is there a wandering trader in the sheep farm? Are you sweet, mate? I think his llamas are trying to be a bloody sheep, but it is fun. But now it is time to start doing the laborious process of putting sheep in here, which I'm not going to put you guys through that torture, because I have to do it myself. So, I don't know how long this is going to take, but I'll see you guys when I'm done. Okay guys, so I have not filled in every single space, but I have filled in 4, so we are a quarter of the way there. But I am not going to be doing any more in this episode, because we have run out of time for this episode, and otherwise this is going to take me all night and I won't be able to get a video out to you guys. So I think it'll be better if I do this off camera, because honestly it's a pretty boring task at the moment. But before we end the video, what I want to do is actually build the actual face of Dolt right here and on the beautiful window of the sheep farm. So that is what we're going to work in for. I've got everything I think I need for it. So with that said, let's get building. So I've kind of started, and the thing is about the sheep face, it's actually, I think, around 8 blocks wide, but I can't exactly replicate that because I can't do an even number. So what I think I'm going to be able to do is have to actually use more resources, but I'm going to have to extend the middle out just 1 more block. So basically the entire the entire back wall will mainly just be the wall. Now I'm basically just looking at the sheep as I build this, so I'm going to use oak for that, and then on either side like this have the eyes, just like that, looking very fresh, my friend. And then once we're going to do that, we're going to go down 1 more, do something like this, and I don't think we have enough white wool, which I will have to get a touch more of that. But if we just get some little things like this, so I think it's pink wool like that, and then magenta wool like that. Alright, he's about half done, but I think I've just realized, actually, you know what? That's alright about that. I'm happy with it being like that. So we're going to get the rest of the resources, and then we shall be right back when we've got that. And with the final block of wool, King Dolt of the sheep clan is complete. And that is practically the sheep farm complete, except for the coloured wool and the sheep actually in there. But that will be prepared by next episode. Do not worry, the whole building is complete and everything looks absolutely amazing. But in this episode, we completely experimented with all new blocks, went adventuring, got a bunch of new saplings, new blocks, and a lot more opportunities to make some amazing builds to grow this world. But with that said, everyone, I hope you did all enjoy it. And if you did, make sure to consider liking that subscribe button. I don't know what I'm saying, bro. But with that said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great... Oh, wait, hold on. I almost forgot the challenge. The challenge for today, everybody, is to leave me a sign. Leave me basically just a sentence. Leave me a sentence down below, and I will put that sign with that sentence in the next episode's build. So, with that said, thank you all so much for watching. Do not forget about the challenge, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Goodbye!